What up? Jeff here with all my Bitcoin renegades. And tonight, we have kind of a cool little episode that is jam-packed again, full of news. There's just a lot going on in the crypto world right now that we need to talk about. So we're going to talk about a ton of crypto news. We're going to talk about the gaming universe because I'm really into a lot of gaming stuff. And I actually just got done watching Buff Pro and Cinnamon host Ken play over there on their platform. That's where I just came from right now. And it just really makes me think about, the metaverse and where gaming is going. And I want to kind of introduce these hardcore gamers that have big social media accounts that play video games to the NFT universe. And I think that's where, that transition lies between, YouTube, big YouTube gamers and the NFT universe that, can kind of correlate. And I'd like to see that. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're actually going to talk about other crypto as well. We're going to be talking about internet computer price. We're going to look for some up and coming movements because that's what we're looking at, some breakout points. We're going to look at some support levels, some moving averages, and we have some good news on the 1 hour chart in Bitcoin. That's where we're going to start off right now. I was just looking at this right before we started, and we might have a good little blast off pattern coming to us. We're going to go look at, and hopefully it's getting ready to break out. It's there. All we need to do is have it break out. So we're going to go look at that right now. Then we're going to get into the news. I wanted to talk about the gaming stuff first right now, since that's where my mind was. But after I saw this Bitcoin pattern, I thought it was a little bit more important than the gaming part. So let's go right into it. So as you see, this is the 1 hour chart on Bitcoin. And we're at the, kind of low price right now, 36,946 for where we're at. But as you see, there's kind of a W forming right here on the 1 hour chart, and which means just kind of a double bottom pattern, which, we've already had that play out. But the cool thing right now is that if you look, we have this incredible inverse head and shoulders, forming right here. So this is what I'm going to be looking for this next pattern, which is incredible right here. See how you have the head, the shoulder. And so what you do is you take the line to the top of where the shoulder would be, and then you bring it over to the neckline of the head, and then over to the other shoulder right here. And then we're basically right here now. If we break out above 37,451, we will go. Hold on, I'll show you. And that means we break out of this downward sloping resistance too. That means we go back up to the $40,000 range. And that's what I'm really hoping for, that we don't have to go back down to the $31,000 level before we, continue. This is really bullish news. It doesn't really mean anything until we get this breakout of this neckline right here. If we can get a clear-cut breakout to this neckline, I would be looking for a $40,000 Bitcoin in the near term within the next day or so. So I'm really going to be watching this point right here. And if we can break out above 37.5 basically, and look where that is. Okay, it's not on the EMA 50 or the 21. Well, let's go up a little bit higher then. Okay, that's kind of good actually. Before I move this one, let's look at these EMAs. So the EMA 9 is at 36,735. We're above that. The EMA 50 is at 36,681. We're above that. Look at all of these levels. We have so much support right here at 36,000. We are so good to go right now. Yes. Dude, you guys don't even know how bullish that is. This is what we have been waiting for, at least on the hour. I mean, yeah, it's super bullish on the hour. We will look at other price, time frames as well. But for right now, man, that's pretty bullish. We're above all of those points. So now let's move to the 100, and then we'll move out the time frames too and see exactly how good we are. So the 100, boom, 36,750. Wow, they're all basically right here, aren't they? They're like all at the same price almost, all at 36,000, between 600 and 700. All right, let's go for the 200 now. This is kind of cool. The 200. Now, this is at the same area. I am going to lose it. Oh, okay. So that's why we didn't break above 37.5, and why, if we do, then we will be breaking out of this inverse head and shoulders. And that's our next resistance line right here. So that's why I like to look at all of them. We broke above all of these except for the 200, which just means the last 200 days, if you guys are kind of new to this, the last 200 days have been above that level. And the average price over the last 200 days is 37,591, and we are at 36,687. So, we just went below the EMA 9. So we got to watch these levels. This is a crucial level. There should be a lot. Even if we go a couple hundred below, that doesn't mean we're breaking that support. It can actually stretch down kind of like a bouncy castle. It does stretch down a little bit. It isn't like a glass floor where, if you go below that, it just breaks. So we're still pretty good on that. We'll be okay, even a little bit below these levels right here. So we do want to get above the EMA 200, though. That's the most important part. So now let's go look at the bigger time frames because these are going to have more of an impact. But as you see, the inverse head and shoulders is still in effect on the 4 hour right here. So this is actually big. And when you have one on, multiple time frames, the same pattern, they have a double chance to break out. So that's why it gives us 2 chances for the same pattern to break out. Now let's look at these moving averages, which aren't going to look as good. So we have the EMA 9 at 36,739, which is basically right where we're at now. We're a little bit under that. But then you have the EMA 200 at 42,000. You have the EMA 100 at 39,000. So we're pretty far below most of those. And this is only the 4 hour. Now on the daily, we're starting to catch up on the lower time frames, which is a good thing. You have to start small and then get bigger, right? So if the small time frame is starting to recover, then the 4 hour will recover, then the daily will recover, and we will have Bitcoin starting to head up again. So that's what I'm looking for, and we are starting to recover in the hour. Now the 4 hour is still looking a little bearish to me. It is still looking like we are under a lot of the crucial moving averages. It looks like, we're having a lot of resistance right here, but we could actually have a move to the upside. I still think it's possible with what I'm seeing right here. We do have definitely some support at this level, and hopefully that is what it is, support and not resistance. So now the 4 hour, you can see, let's zoom in a little bit more on this so we can kind of get a better look at it. There we go. So as you see, we have a clear head here, not as clear of a shoulder on that side, but we do here. So let's actually get even closer. Now you can see the shoulder. See how the shoulder is there, the head goes there, and then this is another shoulder right here, the whole thing. So, and it's a W. So it was looking pretty good right here. And then we just hit some definite resistance, which I think it was on the hour. The 200 moving average on the hour is what was holding us back. But see, we're basically kissing this EMA 9 on the 4 hour. And, all of that support on the 1 hour is going to hold that price up, hopefully. All right, now let's go to the daily, because this is the most important chart on the time frames is the daily, because in my opinion, at least other people might tell you differently, but in my opinion, this is the most crucial time frame that there is for Bitcoin, as it shows, the longer term moving trends. So as you see, we are so far below the EMA 200 and the EMA 100. It's kind of laughable. We're basically $10,000 below, which means in the last 100 or 200 days, the average price of Bitcoin is over $47,000. That even includes this whole time downwards. The average price in those 200 days from this side of the 200 days to where we're at now is 47,000. So that's kind of bullish too, if you think of it that way. That means there was so much support at 47,000 for the last 2 months that we have an average price, even now at 36,000, of 47,647. So yeah, they might seem far away, but that actually is kind of bullish if you think about it. And so that's why I'm here, is to have you think about the things you normally wouldn't think about. I really recognize Bitcoin for what it is. And I see, look at this breakout. If this inverse head and shoulders plays out right here on the short term, look what it will do for the long term breakout too. That will get us right above this downtrend trending line here, this downward sloping resistance line that you see here, this will show us to break out right above that. And if that's the case, we go to the top of the wedge, which is $67,000, guys. So all it takes is a good move on the small time frame on the 1 hour. Let's really get this inverse head and shoulders playing. Let's I zoomed in way too far for the 1 hour. See how close it is now? Okay. Now if we get this played out, we move above these moving averages, and we get above the EMA 200 on the 1 hour, that is going to be our key point right there. If we can break above 37,568, that is also going to be a confirmed breakout for our inverse head and shoulders. So that is going to be our major resistance going into the future, this line right here, which is our 200-day moving average on the 1 hour. Then once we break that, then we move over to the 4 hour. And if this line goes up enough, then we can actually start to, see the 39,000 EMA. Let's go look at the 50 and the 21 now too, because those are the ones we're going to have to touch before the 100. You have to go through them. It's like layers. Each one, the EMA 9, the 21, the 50, it's like each layer that you have to get above. And then, continue. We won't spend a whole lot more time on Bitcoin. I just kind of wanted to iterate that, man, Bitcoin is actually looking a little bit bullish in the short time frame. And I'd like to see that, move into the larger time frames. And so we're going to see exactly where we are in that right now. And then we'll get to some news. We're going to talk about some gaming stuff and, some funner stuff than just kind of looking at the prices, which this is really important, though, if you guys are following crypto right now. The EMA 50 and the EMA 21 on the 4 hour are okay. We're above the 9, just barely above the 9, and we are above the 21. Now we are below the 50. Do you notice that the EMA 50 correlates with the EMA 200 on the 1 hour? They're both at 37.5, right? So we have a resistance on the 4 hour at 37.5, and we have a resistance on the 200 moving average on the 1 hour at 37.5 as well. So that's the area, the key area that I'm looking for a breakout at. If we can break above that 37.5, then we will break out of the inverse head and shoulders on the 1 hour, the 4 hour, and then we move over here to the daily, and hopefully we can get back above some of these key moving averages and continue moving up. And if it plays out all the way to the top where it's supposed to at about 40,600, then we will also break this downward slope and possibly continue the bull run all the way back up to all-time highs. Pretty cool, huh? So that's what I'm looking for. Now, I want to go right into these kind of cool things over here about video games and crypto, because I think that's where it's at. I spent a lot of money on a video game before and don't have anything to show for it now. And it was a lot of items that I bought in the game that I should have been able to hold for the future for the long, long term. So Axie Infinity, it is a video game, but it is also a video game built on the blockchain. So if none of you know about that, Axie Infinity's blockchain launches governance token. Well, Sky Mavis, the founder of Axie Infinity, has launched the RON token, the Ronin, which will govern the Ronin blockchain. So that's pretty cool. They're basically making it to where they have like an in-game currency that is called Axie Infinity, and plus, or the Axie token, or even the RON token, which is the governance token for like voting and stuff. But they also have these things called Axies, which are NFTs. They're in-game, like, avatars. And then they also probably have weapons and other things in the game that you can buy that actually have like a value, like a real, each Axie has a bottom sell price, and each item and weapon you have in the game has a, so if you buy it, say you buy the item because you want to use it, right? That's why you get items in the game, because you want to, progress it to the next level, or, you beat the level or beat the game or get the best weapons. Some of us nerdy people really like to just have the best of everything in the game. That's what when I play a game, I like to beat all the quests. I like to get all the weapons. I just like to do it all, everything that the game has. I like to, utilize the game for everything. And so once I beat it, and especially the way games are nowadays, where They have you invest all this money if you want to grow quickly, but then all the items and everything that you buy has no value after you put it in there. And to me, that's thievery. You can't just charge people thousands of dollars to progress in a game that they can't sell those back to anybody, or to, at least let us transfer it to the next person, who wants to do that for cheaper. So, have some way that we can obtain money. So that's why I am a big advocate for blockchain and gaming, because it puts the money back in the hands of the consumer. That way I don't have to worry about investing in a game and then losing all of my investment on it. Now you can actually invest in a video game like it would be a stock or a crypto, which it is a crypto now. So that's the cool part of it. And I might think about playing this game, guys. I kind of want to get a group of people together to play this. It costs a minimum of 3 axes to play. And right now, when the price is down so far, it wouldn't be that hard to get 3 axes, guys. So if you were ever thinking about playing Axie Infinity and you're like, man, but the axes are just too expensive, like $250, $500 a piece. I don't have that. Well, now I'm pretty sure they're a lot cheaper than that, because the market has just gone down. So I might actually, would you guys want to see me play? If maybe I'll start another channel. I won't start another channel. I'll use one of the 4 that I already have. But I might think about doing that, and then invite some of you guys. Like, if you guys want to just come play, and maybe every week I'll have a tournament, or I don't know if you can do that, but when I get in the game, I'll figure out kind of the logistics of the game, and then if you guys want to come and play, I'll invite you guys to come play on air, and then we can play this game, and I think that would be really fun. I've wanted to do it for a while, but the price was just too high before. So I'm going to really look into this, guys. Especially if you smash the like button up really, really high right now. Make sure you comment, just say Axie. That's all you have to say in the comments below. If you say Axie, and if I see at least like 50 of these, I'm going to buy it. Seriously, if I see 50 comments that say Axie right now, I'm going to buy 3 of them and I'll play this game. So it's up to you guys. If you want to see me do this, all you have to do is write Axie in the comments below. Simple as that. And then I'll go and buy them and I'll show you and I'll play it. So, yeah. And then I'll buy some Ronin too. Because the Ronin blockchain has seen substantial growth over the last year. So the RON token launched today. The RON token. It sounds wrong. RON is the governance token for the Ronin blockchain, upon which Axie Infinity, the most popular Web3 game, is built. Oh, okay, the Ronin blockchain. I didn't know that. Okay, it's seen substantial growth over the last year. Yep. So the governance token for Sky Mavis's Ronin blockchain, RON, has been launched. I always picture that Disney robot thing, RON. Has been launched. The founder of the blockchain game Axie Infinity created the Ronin blockchain to scale the game's success, while decentralizing Axie Infinity. Axie Infinity's Ronin chain has a governance token, a key step in decentralizing the network. Today, the Sky Mavis team behind Axie Infinity launched the RON token, the governance token for the Ronin blockchain. This is an important announcement for the Axie Infinity ecosystem because the Ronin blockchain and Ethereum sidechain has proven crucial for the Axie Infinity success over the past year. This is a multi-billion-dollar company, okay, going into a multi-trillion-dollar industry, right? Axie Infinity is a multi-billion-dollar crypto, or million. I don't know if it's in the billions yet. It probably is though. But it's in a multi-trillion-dollar industry, which is gaming. It's the biggest industry, one of the biggest industries in the world, besides film. Gaming, music, film. Those are the 3 big ones. And there might be other like theater and, other big industries, but those are the 3 main ones. And that make the most money, basically, besides like military and governments and stuff like that. But yeah, and big companies just don't have a chance when decentralized applications are going to come out and reward. So that's the other thing, guys. Not only do you get to keep your value in the games that you play by getting to keep each character is a value. It costs money. right? The characters in the game. So each character you have is like an investment. And then basically you get rewarded like for doing quests with real money. That's the thing. Like if you do stuff and you earn stuff in the game, it has real value. So unlike video games where you never get a real payoff, you never get like video games, yes, you get a payoff like you beat the boss, that kind of payoff. But you don't get the actual keeping your money, making money in, video games. What could make video games better? We love playing them for free, right? I'm a video. I love video games, always have, ever since I can remember. Like that's my first memory I have is playing an arcade game. My very first memory I ever remember. It was called Asteroid. If you remember Asteroid, it's the very first game I ever played. I was like 3 years old. My first memory, I still remember it. It was on a ColecoVision. And yeah, it's just a part of who we are, especially my generation. And that's why I gravitate towards like those, channels like, Buff Pro and, Toasty Games and PewDiePie even. I didn't even know about PewDiePie until I started making videos, which is crazy. But yeah, I just kind of gravitate because I'm a big gamer, always have been. So I'd really like to show those guys, a lot about this and, do some collaborations with them with these kind of games, and they could probably get some good sponsors out of it too. I'm sure Axie Infinity and a lot of these crypto tokens would like to sponsor some big video game, channels. If we can get them, on our side to think that it's a good thing, then we'll be okay. All right, I'm not going to spend a whole lot more time on that. I just kind of was nerding out on that because I just came, from hanging out with those guys over there. And if you haven't, don't leave my video to watch it, but after my video, go check out Cinnamon Toast Ken and Buff Pro over there on YouTube. They're playing video games. So shout out to those guys over there. They always, they're always cool and they just chat it up and they're just good people, man. I like hanging out over there with them. They don't make me feel like I'm, not like I don't belong. They just they're inclusive and I appreciate people like that. Now let's look at Axie because as you see, I want to show you the value that it had before and why I was saying it was too expensive. If you look right here, they were about $165 a piece for just the token, the Axie Infinity token. So you would be paying anywhere from, like $160 because I think the floor price was one Axie. I'm not 100% sure, but some of them were a lot more than that too. So you could get like the worst one for like $100 or something, but now you could get like the best one for like $40. So that's why I'm like, man, all these people that bought in Axies up here because it was on its way up, I just kind of feel bad for them, but now they can just kind of buy it cheaper. And yeah, it'll appreciate in value. Not only will you have a cool game to play, but you'll have you bought it at a low level. Look at this level, $46 compared to people buying it up here. And I guarantee billion, look how much money went in here. 6 million Axies. Well, do 6 million times $46, and then you'll have the total of what went on that day of the volume. Yeah, that was one of the biggest days. But that's a lot. That's probably $1 billion or so dollars. So let's look at the market cap. Oh yeah, market cap 2.8 billion. So it is $1 billion crypto. $2.8 billion market cap. Fully diluted is a $12 billion market cap. This is big stuff, guys. This is the next evolution in gaming. And that's what I want everyone to know that. It's pretty cool. This is at a low level. I'm not going to do TA on this and tell you where it's going because maybe on a different episode, we'll look into Axie again. I just kind of wanted to show you that because of the article and, everything else I said. So, all right, now back to Bitcoin. All right, so we're at 36. We're actually holding really strong at this EMA. These EMA ribbons on the 1 hour and the 4 hour and everything that's holding us even on the, well, okay, not on the daily because that's at 37.5, but on all of the other ones, it's holding strong. So why is that? Well, Bitcoin is stuck below 40K resistance with support at 33K. Well, as you see, we have some strong support at 35K too. Because earlier, yes, we did go. Let's look where we went to today. Our low is 36,635. We just had that, but I want to actually look at yesterday's. So let's go back one day. Okay, yes, this is the one I wanted. So yesterday has an open of 36,824. It has a high of 37,251. And then we have that low right there of 35.5. That's good news. I know you're probably like, well, why is that good news? 35 doesn't seem good news. Because we didn't break below that. That's why. Now, if we went back down to 34 and we're really testing that level right on the head right away, we're probably going to go back down and hit it again. But with us only going to 35.5 and actually having the whole day that be the low, and then have today our low only be 36 and have all of these EMA ribbons holding us up, I'm really thinking, we're in for a reversal. We are ready to move above 40. That's my next thing, is we have this resistance here. But I think with everything, with all of those inverse head and shoulders, okay, with all of these aspects that I'm showing you on the 1 hour and then on the 4 hour as well, they are going to be crucial to Bitcoin moving up. We need some good fundamental technical analysis that is going to bring us out of where we're at right now. And we have some good TA right here for you. And we are ready to break out. We're ready to break out this short-term resistance, and then we're ready to break out the long-term resistance, especially when we touch this right here on the 200-day. This is going to be everything. This is where a lot of our resistance holds, and this is the level that we need to break above. And if we do, then we go all the way to the moon, baby, and things start to look better for Bitcoin. That means it will start to look better for crypto. Well, why did we have a little pullback today? I think this is why. The SEC denies Fidelity's Bitcoin Spot ETF. Well, dang it. You know that we have been hoping for a spot ETF the whole time, and all they have been willing to give us is Futures ETF. And if you hadn't noticed, ever since we got a Futures ETF, the price of Bitcoin has continued to go down ever since. The very second that it was announced that we had a Bitcoin Futures ETF, the price has not stopped going down ever since then, unfortunately. That's a little bit worrisome. Like, I say it, but then it registers and I'm like, ugh. Does it do the same thing to you guys? You're like, ugh. Like, why not the spot ETF? Can they not manipulate the spot ETF as much as they can the futures? There's got to be a reason for it. Because they've denied every single spot ETF, every one of them. They have not allowed us to have a spot ETF at all. So the SEC has continued its long-standing practice of denying approval to Bitcoin-based spot ETFs. Well, if you want to know the difference between a spot ETF and a futures ETF, it's pretty simple. The spot ETF tracks the price of Bitcoin right now, or whatever the price will be right at this very second. So it would track the price of Bitcoin at $36,820. And a futures ETF says, well, I think Bitcoin is going to go to, well, we have this inverse head and shoulders here. And if we break out 37.5, it's going to go to 40,000. So what is today? It's the 27th. So what I'm going to say is by the 29th, it's not normally this short of a period. I'm just making a point. I'm going to say the 29th, we are going to see $40,500. That would be a futures ETF. I am speculating the price of the Bitcoin in the future. Not because of TA, though. Just because of speculative. Well, I don't know what they use. They probably use lots of different methods. But it's a speculative price in the future sometime. And it's normally about a month to a year, I've heard. So that's what a futures ETF is compared to a spot one. The spot tracks the price at the spot right now. The futures tracks the price in the future. So I don't know what that is and why they're so against the spot ETF and not, the futures. It doesn't make sense. But there is a reason. They have a reason, and it's probably classified. Probably classified. Just like the YouTube algorithm, classified. It shouldn't be classified, but it is. Okay, so that's the SEC. It's denying us. So that probably, cut the price of Bitcoin down from 37.5 that we saw earlier down to where we're at now at 36. But we're holding strong because of all of these support lines. And then we just need to break 37.5. Cool. Now, Ankr. This is one of the big ones on my channel. It's actually gone up from 6 cents already. So it's looking like it's making a nice little recovery. So hopefully we'll have a good altcoin season here. It might not happen until Bitcoin goes back up over 40,000. We want to make sure that we're out of the downward trend. People are so scared right now. Let's actually, before we do that, we got to look at the crypto fear and greed index before we go any further, because oh, that's not the one I wanted. I want the, whoa, where did it go? It's supposed to be CoinGecko. All right, I'm just gonna put CoinGecko. There we go. I don't know why it used to be right at the top there. I love it when they change stuff like that. No way. I don't think, is that true? Is that where we are right now? January 28th? Oh, okay. We're at 24. No way. Wow, we basically almost tripled from the other day. Whoa. Guys, I think it's about time with everything with the news and the price on the 1 hour. Like, we're not out of the woods yet, but man, this is starting to look a little bit good for crypto. Like, I'm starting to see a turnaround here in everything. So let's look and see if we have any good news on Ankr, because I have a real positive outlook on Ankr for the future. This crypto is definitely a crypto to watch. This, you got to put it on your watch list, guys. Whether you buy it or not, that's up to you. But man, put this on your watch list for sure. Do your own research, but man, okay. So we have kind of a falling channel right here. And so we're just waiting for it to break out. It has really good movement from, oscillation from one side to another. This downward trend is going to break out. And it looks like it might actually be wanting to do that right now. It's testing it. We're going to have another test. And the more you test an area, look, we tested it once, we tested it twice, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's so many times we tested it. So, and we only test the bottom really 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So it's more likely going to break out to the top than the bottom. So Ankr's looking good on the daily. The 4 hour, on the other hand, let's see, maybe we have some kind of inverse head and shoulders type deal. Nope. But it does look like we're in this kind of falling channel here as well. So, and we're at the top of it. So I wouldn't be buying Ankr. That's what I was saying. We were in the middle yesterday, and I said I wouldn't buy Ankr in the middle, but obviously it went up a little bit. There's just not a lot of money to be made when it's already almost at the top, right? So now if we do break out, then that would be a good time to buy Ankr and then ride it up, right? But we could get rejected right here, and then, if that's the case, we get rejected right there, then we will go back down and test this one. And that's at about 5 cents, before moving to the upside or going even flat before moving to the upside. So We'll see. I'm not 100% sure what's going on with Ankr. Altcoins are suffering right now, guys. So I'm not going to lie to you. Altcoins are kind of risky, but this is a really good time to accumulate. That's why I'm saying know your crypto. Get into a price, know the crypto price, and then buy it at that price, and you'll be successful. And then don't sell until you make a profit. It's pretty easy. It's going to go back up. Now let's move on to Internet Computer, because this is going to be one of the biggest cryptos of 2022 and into the future. Whether it happens this year or in the next 2 or 3 years, this is absolutely going to be one of the biggest cryptos in the world. It's going to be a top 10. It's ranked number 33 right now by market cap, which means it is the 33 most expensive crypto in the world. And this is the company that sponsors us, for some of our videos. So I really appreciate them. Shout out to Internet Computer and Definity for that, for taking a chance on us. It's our very first, sponsor besides, Trash Faucet was our sponsor. And then, I think he was our first sponsor. And then, now we're looking for more sponsors. So I'm looking for sponsors, whether it be big companies, whether it be cryptos, startup cryptos. Come on, man. I have an email. You can hit me up at renegade0264@gmail.com. So if you want to do an AMA, if you have a cool crypto, the only contingency I have with that is I would want to talk to a member of the team. I will absolutely not promote a crypto unless I can talk to a member of the team. That doesn't mean it has to be on air, but I will at least have to talk to somebody in, person or on the phone or something to know that you're real, legit people. Because after what happened with Pup Doge, I'm kind of leery. But, if it is only by email, I'll make an exception depending on the crypto. So just hit me up. No gambling cryptos. I don't want to do anything with gambling, but any other kind of crypto, like with Cardano or up and coming, hit me up. I know you guys do AMAs on a lot of the other channels that are even, bigger than mine or smaller than mine, that, some of them have less views than my channel. Some of them have more. So I think our channel would be a good one to promote some of these cryptos. So you got to get a hold of me, guys. I don't know where you're at. So any ICOs, IEOs, you want to do an AMA on here, come on. All right. Internet Computer right now is at a median price and is on a downward trend. We actually had a partial breakout right here before we wicked back under. And then we had another breakout here, which signaled a multi-day, support level. This is what I was saying. We broke out. There's our support. Well, what the heck? We just went right back under it. So that's the market for you. When people get scared, they were actually starting to buy into Internet Computer again. We were really making a big impact, I think, on the community. Our channel was doing so many good ICP videos. We basically got 12,000 views on ICP videos in one day. We were kicking butt, and ICP was doing super good. And then the rest, right? This is the rest right here. So we are going to be looking, let's go on to the 4 hour, because that just looks like a median area. Yeah, we're just in this median area, which I don't like these areas. There's nothing good here for me in this area. So I don't like cryptos at this area right here. This area is horrible. But if you look, we're right at that EMA 9. Now, unfortunately, we're going to look at all these other ones, and we're going to be below every other one that there is. And that is the unfortunate part about what we're seeing with internet crypto. It's not able to hold its moving average. Look at that. None of them. Not even one. Not the 9, not the 21, not the 20, not the 50. I mean, if we were looking at Axie Infinity or Bitcoin, Bitcoin's looking a lot better. Right? Bitcoin is actually starting to move forward and above some of these moving averages. Well, we're being held down with them with altcoins, guys, badly. Like, we really, really are in a bear market for altcoins, guys. This is a bear market for altcoins. I don't care what anybody says. These are bear market prices. And I'm going to treat it as such. When I'm in a bear market, that means I buy. Whenever we're below these ribbons, that means I'm buying crypto. When this is the lowest it's ever been since its existence, basically. You know, I know this whatever before Genesis, but that was a different crypto. It was like DFN coin or whatever. But for ICP, this is the lowest it's ever been, 1786. So why wouldn't I want to buy $1.10 away from the lowest price that it has ever? Do you hear what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying. This is the lowest price that it has ever been, like $1.20 away from that. So for sure, guys, definitely need to look into that. Let me take care of something real quick here. Don't want to miss my show. Got to record the show. Gets to record my movie. Hey guys, if you could do me a big favor, smash the like button up and share this video, guys. That's the only way we're going to get more people to watch our videos, is if I can count on you guys to share my videos on your Twitter, on your social media, on your Facebook, on Reddit. You know, the ones that would really help, if you really want to help the channel, go join some Reddit groups. Facebook groups suck, but Reddit, I have got almost 80% of my views from Reddit. Reddit loves me, dude, and I love Reddit because Reddit loves me, right? So, but I'm telling you, if you want to show the channel love, please go share this video on Reddit. Just go join any group that allows you to share about crypto. Make sure that they let you share this kind of stuff. And there's lots of groups out there that you could join. And I guarantee you that it will increase my views by 10 or 20 views. Just by you sharing one time, you could get me 10 to 20 extra views if you wanted to. I'm telling you, it works. Because when I started joining those Reddit groups, my views skyrocketed. I mean, to the moon compared for my channel, you know, and my subscribers skyrocketed too. So yeah. But for internet computer, we are at such a low level that I don't know what we're doing with that. Hold on, let me go back to the 1 day, because that's why that slope line was so far down there like that. So I really actually wouldn't even be looking to this slope line anymore. Technically, we have a new support level, which is right up here. So this one is just way too far down there. And if you look at this, we're actually at the bottom right here. So if you look at a trend, we're kind of in the middle. But if you look over here, this price was lower than this price over here, but it's just in a longer date. So we have a downtrend. Look, so we're at like 2018 over here. Then we go up, but it's a later date, and see how boom. It goes all the way back down here. And so it doesn't need to go all the way back down here. That would be crazy. $8. There's no way we're going to the bottom of this. There is absolutely no way. I'll bet you $1 million right now. You want to? I swear, that's one thing I would bet you right now. Actually, we can't do that. But if we could, I would bet everything. I'd bet 0.1 Bitcoin that it's not going to go down to the bottom of this. So, yeah. All right, move on. So I guess there is a conspiracy out there right now, and it has a lot to do with the SEC. It has a lot to do with the big banks in the world and what we're worried about. And this is actually legitimate worry, guys, because if you didn't know, basically we handed over the power of the monetary system to the banks for the last 200 years or 150 years, whenever stagecoaches became popular with Wells Fargo. So we have basically handed all of the monetary system into the hands of the banks, and now we're trying to take it back. But the problem with that is when you relinquish control to a certain entity like that, they get a complex, and they don't want to, they think they're above the law. And it's the same thing that happened with the police officers, right? And that's why they wanted, I'm not going to go into all that stuff too either, but you know, these companies and these groups and, you know, high level officials, they get it in their heads that they're above the law, that they're above, and that they deserve all the money and everybody else should just be thankful that they get anything. That's the way that the big banks look at everything, is that they are, perfect and everybody else is just scumbags that they tolerate. And so what they're trying to do is they're trying to, at the same time of implementing XRP and the XRP blockchain into all of the major banking systems, they are at the same time filing an SEC lawsuit against that same company that is doing it. And I guess you could say they're two different areas. One's the bank and one's the government. But technically, who's the one that bails out the banks? The government. So obvious, they're in bed together, okay? There's no question about that, right? The banks and the government are basically buddies, right? You can't relinquish that kind of power without having the government sign off on it, right? And so here's the problem. We're facing big giants here that don't want the system to change at the same time as all the people in the world want the system to change. So here's what you have. You have all of the people in the world now that are going to go up against a system that doesn't work. Well, if we've learned anything from the past, when you get a bunch of people that think and feel the same way and are very passionate about it and know that our futures depend on this, our children's futures depend on this, so that we don't completely ruin the economy now, we go into bigger debt, and then what happens? We end up in $100 trillion in debt and we have no way to get out of it. So they are trying to do everything they can to manipulate the system for their well-being. And what they're doing is they're hurting it at the same time. The very thing that can actually give us a hand out of the hole we're in is the same thing that they are trying to manipulate. And they are going to manipulate it to a way that it doesn't work. Now, if they just kind of relinquish a little bit of control, do some regulation in a productive way, get that money, U.S. government, if you have to get your hand in there, do it in a way that doesn't disturb the process, do it in a way that doesn't rip off the little person. And yeah, of course, we'll pay taxes and all that other stuff. But there's just too much greed and for it to work like that. So we're going to have issues, guys. But I think if we stay diligent for the next month and a half, don't worry about whatever the Fed's going to say in the next month and a half. That means we have the next month and a half to make a lot of money. Yeah, the market doesn't like uncertainty. Well, I'm certain that they're not going to hike rates until March. That I am certain of. Are you certain of that? Yes, that's what they said, right? No rate hikes until March. So that to me gives me a green light to go ahead and trade until March and then worry about the hammer, right? So that's what I just want everybody to realize, that it's a big, world, and there's a lot of people that want money that doesn't belong to them. And the thing is, we are decentralizing it so that those same people, they can only gain the money the same way that we can, by hard work, by effort, and by good decisions. Not just by, hey, I'm a politician, give me my tax money, right? Like maybe actually earn a salary like the rest of us have to. So yeah, anyway, I get a little bit heated about that because that's one of the main reasons I really like the Crypto Wendy show and what she stands for. She really talks about predatory loans and that kind of thing. And I'm from, a poor family, and my adult life, I've been poor because of a lot of medical bad decisions, first off, and then, medical problems that I've had. And so I had a lot of medical bills that kind of kept my credit in the dark. And so I really had nothing ever. And so this has been the one thing that has brought me out of that. But it's so hard because if I ever wanted to, say if I wanted to get a loan for Bitcoin at $10,000, I would have either had to have paid like 500% interest, or they weren't going to do it for me. I would have either had to get a predatory loan or no loan at all. Even though if they would have took a chance on me, like I said, I would have made $500,000 out of 100,000. So whatever company would have took a chance on me would have won massively. But the only way I would have been to do that was with a 500% interest rate. And with a 500% interest rate, it would have cost me $500,000 for that $100,000. So I wouldn't have made any money at all. I would have borrowed 100 and I would have had to pay back 500,000. So it's just impossible when you're in that kind of thing. So I get a little bit, peeved about it because I am smart enough to get out of my situation, but the world is set up to kind of keep me where I'm at. You know what I mean? I'm pretty smart and I'm good at getting out of things because of my mind. But when the system is set up against you, it's hard. So, but this, guys, okay, I know we've been on this page for a minute, but I just kind of wanted to wrap up all that other stuff. I know I did a video saying that Shiba Inu, the rumor is out. They're going to be on Robinhood. That is going to happen. Or, there's rumors of it. Well, looks like it didn't happen, guys, yet. Don't give up hope because why would they want to add it now, right? It's not as popular as it was. Well, actually, if they were smart, in my opinion, that would be the best time to list it because when you list it and it's already popular, it's already being sold all over the place. So you have to buy it probably for more, expensive than you have it, unless you already have it, of course. But it just doesn't make sense why they would wait. Now, it might make more sense for an exchange to wait until the crypto is popular, like for a pump, and be like, okay, now we're going to list it. And that will even make it pump even more. So I think that's what they try to do instead of like when it's down, because what they do is they use the pump and then the news of it being listed as an extra pump to make them more money when it gets listed, right? So they're not going to do it. That does make sense why they wouldn't want to do it in the downtrend, because just like YouTube channels and just like crypto, it's all about momentum. As soon as you lose momentum in crypto or YouTube, it's really hard to get things going back up again, right? It's like a plane has to get to a certain speed before it takes off. Well, that's the kind of thing it is with YouTube. You have to get to a certain place before you take off, right? And it's the same thing with crypto. It has to get to a certain amount of money before it really starts to climb. So it makes a lot of sense why they would wait and, probably wait for a big pump. So guys, the next time that Shiba Inu pumps massively, I would be looking for a Robinhood listing. Now, this is also one of those things that is kind of counterintuitive of buying the rumor, selling the news, right? So if you would have bought the SHIB rumor because it was going to get listed on Robinhood, right? Because that's what we do. We buy the rumor, right? And sell the news. Well, what do you do with situations like this? Well, I'm going to tell you. You chalk it up to the game. Sorry. I mean, it doesn't always work out, guys. Now, I've noticed that if you do your due diligence and you're smart and you're methodical and you have a plan, you will still lose once or twice out of about probably 50 or 30, depending on, how good you are. But you're going to lose even if you're good. That's just the way crypto is, so it's okay to have a loss. But if you're like losing, and you're in the loss like on everything, then you probably shouldn't be in crypto, or you need to get a new strategy. But if you lose like once out of 30 times, you bought the news, or you bought the rumor and then the news didn't work out and then you didn't make money. Well, you can still hold. That's the cool thing about crypto is even if you don't make the money right away, you can still hold for the future. Yeah, it is good to make short-term trades, and not all trades are long-term, but I'm a real advocate for long-term crypto wallets. Let's hold as strong. So I'm a leader, right? A natural-born leader. That's why I make videos. If you guys knew me, you would know that's just kind of how I am. I can also follow as well, but I like to lead. I like to be the one to, look at that new thing and show other people and, get their opinions about it. But at the same time, crypto gives me that platform to showcase, all of what I've learned in a good, positive way to you guys. So even if you lose every now and again, just look at the successes. That's why I do those videos about my previous, good calls on Bitcoin. It isn't to be arrogant. It isn't to be like, hey, look at me. It is to show you guys that, hey, sometimes we make mistakes, but if we look in the long term, we continue with what we believe in, then we're going to be okay. So that was a lot of talking. I'm sorry. But I think I had to get that out there to you guys. So And there was a lot of people that stayed. So obviously it was decent information. But yeah, here we are at the graph, guys. Now, I just bought a little bit more of this today. I wouldn't recommend anybody else buying this right now just because it's been such a butt to me lately. And I actually would be really careful because every time I've bought, I've lost money lately on this guy. But I have it for the long term. The graph is amazing, but for the short term, I can't speak on the graph anymore because every time I buy it, it goes down further. Every time. So that's where I'm at. And I hope there's a bottom right here, which is like 34. And it does look pretty bottom to me, actually. Like really, really, real bottom. Yeah, that's for sure. That is bedrock. And we're getting like this little squeeze area. It is a descending triangle, but it's almost a symmetrical triangle. If it was like this, that would be a symmetrical triangle. So we are literally inches away from a symmetrical triangle. Look how close that is. And we don't have anything in there, though, so that isn't a symmetrical. See, the thing isn't in there. It's open, so that's a wedge. So we're good there. Symmetrical triangles are not as bullish as falling wedges. Symmetrical triangles actually can be bearish. So I would look for a possible bounce to the top of this again. So I'd say about 45. That's where I'd be looking to, even with a retracement, possibly to 38 first. But as it says here, we are going up. The candle, this one says we're going down. Okay, this one says we're going up, and then I think we're just kind of short squeezing it sideways. I think they're doing what we've been doing a lot, is just waiting. They just invested hundreds of millions of dollars into this crypto. So it's not going anywhere. It's just, when is it going to go back up? That's the question. And how much time do you guys have to wait, right? So I think good things are going to happen for this, but for right now, I'm just accumulating at these low prices, and hopefully I'll be in the profit, before it hits about 50 cents. Okay. So DM is selling assets to Silvergate for, 200 million, ending Facebook's stablecoin project report. So Silvergate will pick up DM's assets and IP per a new report as Facebook's stablecoin project winds down. So basically, Facebook had a stablecoin called DM, and I guess Silvergate is now buying it for 200 million. So no more stablecoin project for Facebook. So I don't get what they were doing with that or why. The DM Association will reportedly sell off its assets and IP to Silvergate for about 200 million. Facebook originally launched the stablecoin project as Libra in 2019. Are you serious? Dude, I did a video about this. You gotta be kidding me. No freaking way, dude. I have some of these. I have a bunch of these, actually. Okay, where is it? Let me search for it. Libra Dragon. Dude, it's not on here anymore. They legit took it off. Dude, I had like 31 of those things, man. But it costs like 150 of them. We're going to go in. I'm going to show you here in a minute, guys. Look at this. This is crazy. Facebook's stablecoin ambitions may finally be gone. Following Tuesday's report that the DM Association was looking to sell off its assets and intellectual property, reports today that Silvergate Capital will indeed buy its assets for 200 million. But are they going to pay me? What about my Libra Dragon tokens? And why is the app still here? I guess I must have undownloaded it. But you guys remember, I did a video about that. Here, let's go in here now. I can switch my face and show you. This is craziness. But Dang it. Oh, I can't even log in anymore. Yeah, they stopped the login. Okay, it's completely gone, guys. So what I was doing is I was looking at the Libra Dragon. This is what it used to look like. If you remember, look at that Libra Dragon from Facebook, and you go to try to sign in Facebook, and look what it says. Can't do it. Login disabled. So it's toast. I wasted a lot of my time on that game too. And I thought I was going to get some crypto because normally when you spend that much time on something, you at least get like $5 or $10. That's what I was hoping for. But yeah, no, don't trust Facebook. When it comes to anything crypto and Facebook right now, maybe the metaverse in the future, but for right now, don't trust Facebook. They're scam artists. They scam me out of a lot of time and money. So all of those, because they had like little airdrop things that you had to pay like $35 if you wanted the little extra things, and I did that like 2 or 3 times, and now I can't even log in there. I'm so mad about that like we got scammed by Facebook. So yeah, so stay away from that. I wouldn't even touch. I would stay away from what is it, silver what? Yeah, stay away from Silvergate. Don't touch it with a 10-foot pole, guys. That thing is just dangerous. So I guess Putin wants crypto mining regulated. And this is good because it means there's not a ban. And that is the only thing that we really worry about is a full-out ban. So yeah, crypto mining should be regulated. And they should have to, be held accountable for their actions as well, pay their taxes and whatever else. But yeah. So now we're just going to go look at the last crypto of the day before we call it a night, which is Algo, which has had a nice little recovery in the last few days. It's been really volatile. As you see, we kind of go from 93 down to 91 or 88 and then back up to like 95 before going back down to 88 before going back up to 95. So we've had kind of a weird day, ups and downs, like several times. We started up, went down, went back up, went back down, went back up. So yeah, things are looking a little bit strange today. That's why I kind of like looking at the price, the line chart, because it kind of shows the funkiness of what is going on compared to TradingView. Doesn't really iterate that as well. But as you see, we can definitely tell there's a bottom here, guys. And this is what I'm trying to tell you. The bottom is in. These levels are bottom levels. These are straight up bedrock prices. Okay, come on. There you go. These are straight up bedrock prices. Nice. Okay, so we have this falling wedge right here. Yeah, so we're super bearish or bullish on all this. This is kind of in the middle on the daily, which means it'll probably be kind of in the middle on the 4-hour too. Hopefully closer to the top. Okay, well, it's actually right in the middle. So we need to go up to $1 to break out or 85 cents to break down, which I doubt that's happening. 78 is the lowest with all that volume there. So I think we'll be pretty good to go. Nothing really bullish on Algo right now. It has a descending triangle, which is actually bearish. But no real trouble. Let's look at the EMAs. I really think it's probably going to be below all of them. Unfortunately, that's why I'm not really looking at these right now. 92.64 is the 9. We're actually right on it. That's crazy. We are right on the EMA 9 right now. Okay, let's look at the 21. And if you wonder what these EMAs are, it's the exponential moving averages. And basically, it's the price that this crypto has moved in a certain time frame. Like this one's 9 days, this one's 21 days, and it's the average price over that time period. This will be the average price over 50 days. So, and then it shows in line segments where those are, and then in price right here. So we're looking at 92.66. And then 93.24, which we're below that, and then $1.83. So we have a lot of areas of resistance on our way up. So it's going to be a little bit harder to break above these points, but when we do, we're good to go. Now, what we need to look for is this Bitcoin breakout here of this inverse head and shoulders, and then we can see Bitcoin break to 40,000. We will definitely see a breakout in Ankr. We'll see a breakout in Internet Computer. We'll see a breakout in the graph, and we will see a breakout in Algorand. So it's all up to you, Mr. Bitcoin. What are you going to do? And as Wendy calls her, Miss B. Miss B. So funny. Miss B. All right. When I call someone a Miss B, I'm not thinking of Bitcoin. But anyway, that's a funny name, though. But yeah, Miss B is something else. I just hope Bitcoin really rallies. That's all. I'm just hoping. Guys, hope with me. Don't let me be the only optimistic one. I know you like that quality and hate it on me at the same time, but come on, let's be optimistic together. Let's hope that this inverse head and shoulders breaks out to the upside. We only need to go up $350 more from right now. So if you're a billionaire, it's time for you to buy like $1 billion worth of Bitcoin right now. Financial advice to a billionaire. Buy Bitcoin right now. Please. Just kidding. Not financial advice. Unless you're going to do it. I don't know. What if a billionaire did buy Bitcoin and then made a lot of money? Probably be happy with me. But yeah, we need to get above this 37,566 right there. If we can break above that price, then we are going to 40K, baby. And it's on. Wicked, wicked, now it's on. Wicked, wicked, now it's on. Okay, I wonder if those guys are over there still playing video games. I'm probably going to get back over there and see what's up with those guys. It's been a good episode. I wouldn't mind if you guys want to join me over there, Buff Pro and send them to those games. They be playing games all the time. Maybe I'll start doing that. I'm serious. 50 Axie comments below. Yeah, comment just Axie. If you comment Axie 50 times, I will buy 3 Axie Infinity characters and I will play the game and I will start a series on it. I'm not kidding. That's all I need is 50 Axies or 100 likes. 50 comments just saying the word Axie or 100 likes on this video. And I will buy all 3 of them within 1 month time. Okay. All right, guys. That being said, you know what time it is? Oh, we aren't going to do Q&A tonight. We'll do that tomorrow. All right, guys. That being said, you know what time it is? Goodbye and good Bitcoin. Bang!